Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Inventor Club. My name is Brian Freed. I'm the founder, and I'm very excited about tonight, November 2023. One of my favorite months. I'll actually be 50 next month, so kicking it strong and keeping it going, and proud to be a part of an amazing community and National Inventor Club. We have a great guest tonight. We have the Undersecretary of Commerce for Intellectual Property and the Director of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Kathi Vidal, will join us tonight. And we also have several members of National Inventor Club. We also have the Small Business Development Center will be joining us, a representative there. And we also have Dr. Charlene Walters, who gives us some tips, tricks, and advice for the entrepreneurs out there. So let's get started because we do have an amazing lineup tonight. And let's have Dr. Charlene Walters. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Ryan?
Doing great. So, Dr. Walters, we have Director Kathi Vidal on with us. We're going to have some great information. We're going to talk about the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, what it does for the independent inventor out there. Just amazing. And you know what? When we have these ideas, they turn into businesses and we turn into entrepreneurs. We're probably always an entrepreneur, but we get the inner entrepreneur. And I know that kind of leads into you. So if you can introduce yourself and the reason why I called it the inner entrepreneur, right?
You're very smart. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me. So, I do a little bit of everything, as Brian mentioned. I'm an author and I wrote a book on entrepreneurial mindset called Launch Your Inner Entrepreneur, which is what he's referring to. And I'm also a professor. I teach business, entrepreneurship, marketing, write a lot, do many different things. I'm a consultant too, and I work with a lot of entrepreneurs out there. And one thing that I'm going to talk a little bit about tonight is how, whenever you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an inventor, you get so busy working, and it's really a lot of hard work before you see a payoff, right? And I think a lot of people that I work with and talk to get really frustrated in this period, right? But I like to think of it as paying your dues, and you're really not going to get very far in life or in business without paying your dues first. There's really no shortcut. There's no express track to get there. You just got to do the work. But it can get frustrating at times when you feel like you're just working and working away and the progress is not happening quick enough. I've been there before myself. So I'd love to give you a few tips on how you can kind of get through this time and feel better about it. So, one thing you can do, and that I like to do, is to number one, track how far you've come. Because sometimes we forget we're plugging along, we're plugging around. We feel like everything's going very slow, we're not moving quick enough. But if we kind of flip back through, we keep a journal of everything we've done, we'll be amazed at how far we've really come in a shorter period of time than what we thought. So it really helps to keep track of what you're doing and to review it when you're feeling like you're not making a lot of progress. Another thing that you can do and that you should do is just keep grinding out those small tasks. Slow and steady really does win the race. You have to keep doing things consistently to get somewhere. So even if you feel like your efforts aren't being rewarded, the reward is down there in the future. Another thing that I like to suggest is to check in on your dreams. We often have big goals and big dreams, and we have to stay focused on those, right? But if they seem really far away to us, we can forget about them. So every now and again, just remind ourselves of what we really want, start envisioning it, start imagining it, and remember that we're really closer to it than we believe. Another tip that I have is to get a boost from other people. If you're feeling down, I have that support system. Surround yourself with people that'll lift you up. And then just give yourself a break every now and again if you need one, even if it's just a week, a few days, whatever it takes. It's not going to end if you take a little time off. And sometimes that really will give you just the boost you need to get back into it and to start fresh again. Sometimes we just are a little burnt out and we need that break.
Charlene, I think I need you with me all the time. Great tips, great advice. Where can we find more of your all this great information to keep us going, whether it's an invention, whether it's a business, life, right? Where can we learn more?
So you can find out a lot about me on charlenewalters.com. I'm on socials, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Charlene Walters, PhD. In my book, Launch Your Inner Entrepreneur on Entrepreneurial Mindset, is available on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, anywhere you can find books. Reach out to me. Happy to talk if you need a little boost every now and again, because we all do. And thanks so much,
Thank you so
Brian, for
much.
having me on. I
Thank you
appreciate it.
very much. We'll see you again soon. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. All right, let's have Pierre Lespinas. He is from the Small Business Development Center in Farmingdale State College. He's a business advisor. Pierre, you always have some amazing advice for the small business, the aspiring inventor, aspiring entrepreneur. What do you have to share with us tonight, Pierre?
Okay, name is Pierre Lespinas. I'm a business advisor. I'm a member of the Small Business Development Center at Farmingdale State College. It's only one of almost 1,000 of these centers spread across the United States that you can reach out to. The first thing I'd like to say is if it's on a Thursday night, it's 8 o'clock at night, and you are attending an Inventors Club meeting, you've already tick off the box for a real potential entrepreneur. You have a goal, you have objectives. And although not all entrepreneurs are inventors, but most inventors will probably have a chance to turn into an entrepreneur. And when that happens, you'll have tons of questions that have nothing to do with exactly what you've invented, but everything to do with the business, the monetization that you're seeking to pursue. This is when you need the NY and the SBDC, a Small Business Development Center, where the service is free to you because the state of New York, in my case, would have paid for the advice, the consultation that you're about to get. This is one of the best kept secrets, but you should reach out and find an advisor to speak with that will speak with you in terms of the business model you want to pursue, and then a plan to execute this business model, including the very daunting task of forecasting financials, because after all, you want to monetize, and monetize has to do with the numbers. So please reach out to us, whatever state you may be in. Find a small business development center, get the service, get the advice, and see where that takes you.
Thank you so much, Pierre. So for everybody out there, if you're not in Farmingdale State College area, which is in Long Island, New York, where I've had a chance to meet Pierre and Erica, the director of the Small Business Development Center, like Pierre said, they're all over the country. Most of the time, they're located in the state colleges, not too far from where you are. You can go on to America's Small Business Development Center. I know the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and the Small Business Development Center, there's a lot of amazing resources. This is one of them. How much is it, Pierre? How much is it for us to use your services?
It is totally free to you. We could see you as many times as it takes.
That's amazing. And you're talking about business plans, finding resources, local resources, networking. There's so many people that talk about grants, if you qualify for grants and loans, Small Business Administration, different loans that are out there. Great start. Small Business Development Center. Find one in your area. Pierre, how can we get in touch with you if you need? I know you're always a good sport about if we connect with you, you'll connect us with our local SBDC.
Absolutely. Log on to the SBDC Farmingdale State College. All my informations are there. As a matter of fact, we've just started to do blogging, and I do have a blog on there. So,
Pierre, you're a blogger. You're a blogger now. Congratulations. You have a lot of titles. Now you're a blogger. But no, Pierre, very much appreciate what you do for the inventor community, the business community. Thank you very much. And please tell Erica we said hello.
Okay, good. Always a pleasure to be here. You're doing something great, Brian. Really, really needed.
Well, we keep having you on to give the information, so it's mutual. Thank you again.
Okay, sure. You're welcome.
Okay. All right, let's have Samantha St. Raymond. She is our VP of Community. Samantha, always lovely to see you. I know we talk quite a bit during the week to make these events happen, and also the Inventor Smart Community app, which National Inventor Club is now streaming on. So thank you so much for all you do. And I know that you have some information for us tonight.
Well, just a couple things. So, as always, we like to welcome our old and new members of the National Inventor Club and, of course, the Inventor Smart Community app. That if you are on the app, it's growing daily, and it's so fun to see everybody communicate and collaborate there. We do offer Inventor Smart TV. That's kind of new. We'll talk more about that as the weeks develop. And, of course, we have Inventor Spotlight. That's a great opportunity for inventors to highlight and spotlight your invention. This is going to lead to traffic, sales, hits on your website, and just having the support that you need. Please get a hold of me, and we will definitely get you on the Inventor Spotlight. So I just wanted to mention one more thing. The theme tonight seems to be just encouragement from Pierre from the SBDC, and of course, Brian's almost a half a century old birthday coming up. That's very inspirational. And of course, Miss Walters as well. And I just want to say that Kathi is on tonight, and my very first patent that I received has Kathy's signature on it. So I'm a little starstruck this evening to watch her and to listen to all the information. And my message to everyone as well is, it takes a long time to get a patent. There's filings, there's timing. Just wait for it. It's going to come. Just be patient. Like Kathleen said, just wait, it's coming. And, just keep putting your best foot forward and your effort in, and the payoff will come.
And you know what, Samantha? The Inventor Smart Community app, we now have our own social media. Without all the noise of the other social media, we're able to talk in there, communicate. We have events, we have activities, we have live streams. So it's great. I know that there's a lot of people that are watching tonight within the app, and there's other people that will soon know about it, but it's National Inventor Club rolled right in there. We have from the previous USPTO Inventor Day that we had, we also have the video that's in there. We have pictures. So leading up to Director Vidal tonight also, and talking about, because she was a part of that as well. So thank you, Samantha. And we have a couple guests we wanted to put on.
Yeah, let's just mention really quick that we are going to do another USPTO visit in 2024. So we're just going to plug that now and just gear up for that. When we went this year, there was like 25, 40 of us. We had an incredible time, great experience. So I encourage all inventors to think about coming on to it next year.
Well, we have Director Vidal on tonight. So anything we want to ask, we'll put her on the spot tonight. We won't do that, but it's going to be great. So let's have Darlene and Amy on. Let them join us, and go ahead, Samantha.
Amy, great to see you, and congratulations on being this month's Inventor Spotlight. You have an incredible product. I'm a dog owner, so we'll just kind of let you segue into that and tell us all about your product. Oh, I think you're muted.
That's okay. Why don't we start with Darlene?
Darlene, welcome. You're a new member to the Inventor Smart Community and National Inventor Club. So happy to have you. Go ahead and tell us all about you.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Darlene. I'm an inventor and entrepreneur from California. My first patent was granted by the USPTO in 1990. I joined National Inventors Club because I support what Brian is doing. I love the app. I'm elated to be a member of this growing community of inventors. Thank you very much, Brian, for allowing me to introduce myself. Success to everyone.
Thank you so much, Darlene. That was so nice.
That was really nice, Darlene. Thank you.
Okay.
Amy, do we have you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Wonderful. Earpods.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
Amy, you're the Inventor Spotlight for National Inventor Club and in the Inventor Smart Community app. So for those of you who are in the app, if you go, not right now, we're watching this meeting, you can go on later to see the Inventor Spotlight area, and Amy's story is in there. So congratulations, and we'd love to hear about it.
Thank you. I'm feel very honored, really, to have that spotlight on my little invention. They're much like our babies, of course. Years ago, I had more than a couple dogs and was picking up waste, if you will, and it was hard to do, to pick up one after another. And of course, out of necessity, I started thinking of ways to modify the typical scooper out there. Came up with some ideas and some drawings. Went to my father, who happens to be an engineer, and said, how can we make this or modify this one to build it? Did that, had a working model in a matter of an afternoon, because he's pretty awesome. Sat on it for a long time, and much like you, Brian, I'm reached that mid mark in life, and I said that I'm not going to go another year without finishing it and accomplishing that goal. And so I jumped on it, started researching, went for a patent, got some really great guys out in California to help me out with the drawings and the legalities of everything, because I did not know anything about getting a patent. And so I wanted to do it the right way. I didn't want to mess up along the way. I tried to shoot holes in my product, in my idea. I researched, I said, there's got to be something out there like this already. So I tried to do my own due diligence and knock it down. I couldn't. So I was pretty happy about that. So I let the process happen, applied for a patent. I got it on the fast track, and I actually had it done, and the first, callback, if you will, from the patent office within 6 months. And they were like, we only see one little thing, and it's really just a word or two. And I had my patent within a year, which is, I know, unheard of. And so now I'm patented. So
Great. Show us the product. Show
sure.
us.
It's called the Too Easy Scoop. It can be called anything. And just like most scoops, it looks like this as far as opening and closing. So what I did was I modified one side of it and added this chute area right here. So when you pick up the waste, like this, and you tilt it, it comes out this chute and goes into a bag. Let me throw that on there real quick. The other thing that is part of my patent is the bag retention. So once your bag is on like this, slide this little hook down and hook it on right there.
Yes.
Congratulations, Amy.
Fantastic.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
And I know that you're currently selling, whether it's on your website primarily, right?
Right.
So you can pick
Exactly.
up your holiday gifts coming up and support Amy and her invention. And we wish you all the best. Congratulations
Thank you.
on your accomplishments and for all you do in the inventor community. We'd love to see you active in the Inventor Smart app with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it's really great having you, Amy. How fun is that? I love new products. I love new product ideas. Again, the message to everybody, keep working on your inventions, your innovation. This is what makes the world go round. And again, always thanks to Brian for working tirelessly behind the scenes to continuously give the National Inventor Club and the Inventor Smart community resources to tap into, because this is just a learning curve for everyone. And we're just constantly learning. So we're always grateful to you, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you. I was going to say the same thing about you, but thank you, Samantha.
Oh, it's my turn. It's my turn.
The next,
I can't wait to see Kathi tonight. This is fantastic.
and the next time that somebody wants to be in the Inventor Spotlight, what do we do for that?
Well, my name is Sam at inventorsmart.com. Shoot me over an email. Let's start discussing, and we'll see where we can fit you in and get your invention highlighted. We add your website, we add your link, we add your story. So again, we want to spotlight you, especially to you premium members. Please just reach out to us. And if you don't reach out to me, I'm going to reach out to you anyway. So I'll find you and get you in.
Thank you so much. Samantha St. Raymond, VP of Community. We appreciate you. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. I know you'll be in the chat rooms, right?
See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, be right there.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. All right. I've been waiting months to have Kathi Vidal on. I'm very excited to have her. And here we go. There she is. How you doing, Kathi?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. I hope it's okay if I call you Kathi, Director Vidal. I know you have a lot of titles. So to start with, you are the Undersecretary of Commerce for Intellectual Property and the Director of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. You're the highest authority at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and we're so proud to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been waiting months to be on this, as you know, Brian. So just I really wanted to spend time with your group. You guys are doing amazing things, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be here tonight.
Thank you so much. So just this year, it was in April, we had a group. Samantha mentioned it was 40. I think it was a little bit more. We had a whole group of National Inventor Club members come, and it was organized with the Patent Trial and Appeal Board and the Innovation Outreach Team and yourself, and you put such a great program together. Janet Gargola, amazing program the entire day. Everybody was it was just overwhelming, and we're still talking about it today. So we've had that in April, and just like Samantha mentioned, we might have put you on the spot today. We're going to do that again in 24. We're going to bring a whole group. Plus, we've also been in touch with the Innovation Outreach, different regional directors. So we can talk about that during our conversation tonight. But we've been in touch, and we're going to be doing local events to people in their communities as close as possible, where we'll have those as well. And then I was really proud of, in May, I had an opportunity to be part of the pro bono program. I got to meet Deputy Director Derek Brent, amazing guy. And I was speaking on behalf of the inventors for Congress, where we spoke about how the pro bono program works, what we can do to enhance it for the inventor community. So I'm really excited about the results, or what will come for that. And Director Vidal, each month on National Inventor Club, we have a representative from your office, whether it's from the Patent Trial and Appeal Board, the Innovation Outreach. We've had Adam from the archives area coming on and talking about some past famous inventors, the National Inventor Hall of Fame. Every month we have amazing guests on. We have Ryan Flax recently on, Tomika Obachan, Elizabeth Doherty is a regular on National Inventor Club. Ronaldo Vasquez was on last month. So this has been really exciting. And I also have to say that the last couple months, about 2 months ago, I had Janet Gargola and Marisa Terrell from the Trademark office, and Janet is a vice judge, chief judge. They both joined me on SCORE, which is a SCORE Mentors, which is also a program of the Small Business Administration where people get mentors for free. And them two and myself were on a national SCORE webinar where there were over 2,000 live people on. So whatever we can do to work together to get the word out to inventors, that's what I'm all about. And that's why I'm so excited to have you on tonight. So thank you for really all the collaboration that you and your colleagues are doing together with National Inventor Club. This is something special. So I'd like to just start off by, perhaps you can introduce yourself. I know the titles kind of say a lot, but I know that there's a lot more about you. Maybe we can learn a little bit more about you and your background.
Well, and thank you, Brian, and thank you for all you do, because you're you and everybody in National Inventors Club is the entire reason that we exist. That we're here to get patents for people. It's interesting because I was speaking earlier this morning and I was talking about everything that we're doing to knock down barriers and to make this easier. And just listening to the speakers you just had on, talking about all the resources that are available and how easy it is to get a patent. I loved it. And, I was talking about something that we did recently, which is, it used to be when you would file for a patent, and I'm sure a lot of people out there have gone through this experience. So the first thing you would get is you get a filing receipt. So something very formal to say, hey, we got your patent application. And then the next thing you would often get would be called a rejection. And I just thought, how welcoming is that? Like, to say the first communication of substance. And that's not what we mean. As we heard people speak about it, we want to help everybody get a patent. We just want to make sure it's strong. We want to help shape it in a way that it's going to be powerful, like the dog scoop tool. Obviously, she got the patent pretty quickly, and the examiner's there to help make sure you get a good patent and a strong patent. And so we're revising all of that now. When you file for a patent at the USPTO, you mentioned Deputy Director Derek Brent. Now you get a welcome letter that has my picture on it. It has Deputy Director Derek Brent's picture. It welcomes everybody to the USPTO and welcomes people on their journey and provides a lot of information on all of the free, like you had mentioned, like how much do your resources cost? I will say, if somebody is charging you at this stage, think again. It's a lot of the resources are free. So we talk about all the free resources that we give. So to your question, Brian, about my background, I've always wanted to make a difference and support people. And even when I was in law firms, if I found an individual inventor, I would say, hey, send me your patent. I'm happy to look at what you're thinking. I'm happy to give you free advice. I believe in innovation. I was an engineer at heart. I used to have an oscilloscope in my bedroom when I was 13. I went to engineering school at 16. I love this stuff. I love, my background's electrical engineering. I took organic chem over the summer I didn't even need the credits. I love science. I love innovation. And I want to make sure that in everything we're doing, whether it's the technology that we're rolling out, the new chat we have, so where you can find out the status of your patent application through a little chat bot. I just want to make sure everything is as friendly as possible to make it easier for inventors to be on their journey, because you're the lifeblood of the country. We need everything that you're doing.
Absolutely. I know that, I think it was a few weeks back, I think it was September, that you put out the virtual chat on the website.
Yep.
For those of us who are inventors, or we have an idea in our head, there's all different stages of people listening out there, Kathi. So one of the most important places to visit online is the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. So uspto.gov. And if you go to the learning and resources area, there is a section there for inventors and entrepreneurs. And anything that you want to know is right there. And you have the chat, which follows you on every page, but you also have the Inventor Resource Center. And those people that answer the phone, I had a chance, I forgot what his name is this moment, but he was also there at the Inventor Day. He's the one that runs the Inventor Assistance Center. They know everything. And whatever you ask them, they'll figure out and get you on your way. So look, I could talk about the USPTO. I've been doing this. Now I have you on, so I'm going to let you do it tonight. But now, Kathi, where did you come from? What's your background, and how did you get into this position?
So I was a Navy brat, just to start with. So I moved from place to place, and eventually got into engineering, and then I ended up becoming a patent litigator for many years. I did some prosecution, some patent litigation, and then at some point, someone asked if this is a role that I'd be interested in, and I just, I reflected on it, and all the work that I did on the side to really, it was everything that I had a passion for, to help inventors. I worked for a lot of startups. I invested in startup companies. And I thought, wow, this is a chance to come in and look at everything fresh from a perspective of somebody who's not worked in US government, and really try and make a difference. So that's my background. I was in Silicon Valley before I came to DC. And like I said, worked with a lot of startups. I was on a board of a startup, and just love all of that. And so that's so when I became aware that they were interested in me potentially taking this position, and I started thinking about not only the work of inventors, but also just needing that climate around the world where we protect intellectual property, where we believe in intellectual property and all that it does for the country, and then making sure we bring more people into that innovation ecosystem and support them. Like you said, Brian, you've got people online at all different levels. We don't just want to support people in getting their patent. And, you know, I used to talk to people about that all the time. Like, just getting a patent is not enough, right? It's what you do with it. It's what kind of patent you get. And, you know, we want to support people on their entire journey, whether it's from getting a patent to actually bringing that to impact, launching a company, licensing it. Like, how can you make impact with what you're doing? So, you know, that's why the Secretary of Commerce, Gina Raimondo, and I founded Women's Entrepreneurship, to really help people think about funding and how do you get those mentors. I know SCORE has amazing mentors. We've got bar organizations offering free mentorship. Just want to support everybody on their entire journey, make sure we're hooking them up with the right resources. You know, even for women's entrepreneurship, it's not just about women. About 10% of the people who attend are men. It's meant to be inclusive so that women feel like it's a great place for them, but everything's open to everyone. We offer so much free programming that couldn't be more thrilled to be part of all of that.
So you're very active with corporations that are involved with their patents. Obviously, there's tons of technology, and every day there's something new that's being worked on or coming out. And then there's us, there's the independent inventor out there that we have an idea and we're going through, we're searching, we're hunting, we're trying to find a way to figure out what the next steps are. And ultimately, the best place to go is the US Patent and Trademark Office. So, Kathi, if you can give us just a bit of an understanding, because again, people may just be coming on tonight and listening and saying, all right, I've had an idea once before. Maybe I don't have one right now, or maybe I have one that I'm working on, or maybe it'll be in the future. What is the US Patent and Trademark Office, and what does it represent?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I will say, as you mentioned, Brian, that we are a good place to start. I think these inventor organizations are amazing as well, because you folks have been through it, right? You know us from a different perspective, and you can help people on their journey. So once people do come to our doors, our main job is to register trademarks and to issue patents. And what we're doing is we're going well beyond that. And Brian, you mentioned our outreach. What we've done in the last year is we've gone to Congress and said outreach just can't be at certain places in the agency. We need an entire business unit that's permanent in the USPTO that really works with inventors and helps them along their entire journey. So what we do as an organization is we're here to help people get their patents. We certainly have patent examiners that work with people to identify if there's something that's too close to what they're trying to patent, so they can help shape their patent to get around that, to make sure they're using the right language to get their patent. Along the journey, we're here to help in so many ways. So if you're under-resourced and you want to get a patent, we've got pro bono, so free services from lawyers across the country. So if you're just getting started, you can certainly go to one of our pro bono organizations. You can go to our website and find them. They can help you write your patent, get the patent filed. We also have pro se. So that all these are Latin terms, but pro se basically means if you want to get your patent yourself, you don't have a lawyer, then you can come to us, and we have a whole group committed to working with you and helping you get your patent if you don't have a lawyer. And even with that, I was mentioning this earlier today, but so we found out that women who are filing for the first time, if they go through our pro se program, the chance that they get a patent is 20% more likely because of the assistance we give them to help them. Overall, with women and men, first-time filers, repeat filers, it's 6% higher. So, we're here to help. And then in addition to that, we have so many resources. So if you are a would-be inventor, I would learn about what a patent is. Go to our patent boot camp, learn about trademarks, go to our trademark boot camp, get some basic understanding so you know when you should tap us, when you should talk to other inventors, and when you should, be thinking about protecting your intellectual property, because for a lot of this, it's so important that you do it the right timing and in the right way. And so we've got all the resources to help. Just a couple more things I want to say about our resources. So we're also in many public libraries. So it's likely that we're actually physically in your community where we've trained a librarian. You can go to it's called Patent and Trademark Resource Center, PTRC. You can go on our website and look for where we are throughout the country. Those are people in your local library who can give you thoughts on patents and trademarks. So we're trying to be out there everywhere on the ground with physical resources. And then also, as you mentioned, our chatbot, we're evolving our IT systems to have one-stop shopping. And for all of that, I will say, Brian, that we're trying to solve for everything, but we need your input. If there's something better we can do, a lot of the ideas we're rolling out, Brian, came from you, right? Like we've had these conversations, you've told us what the inventors need, and we appreciate that, and we've delivered on that. So if people need more, just reach out to us. You can email me directly at director@uspto.gov. We're here to serve. I mean, that's our whole role, is to help you get trademarks and patents, and then see you on that whole journey. And that whole journey, it's not going to be just us. We're going to work with the Small Business Association. We're going to work with other parts of government to help you on your journey.
It's not just about getting the idea in your head and then going through the process of the patent filing and going through, like you said, it's a rejection or it could be an office action. And most of the time they just need to be clear. There's some clarification that needs to be done. I know that just a few weeks ago, there was the 1 millionth design patent that was issued. So sometimes you might be rejected with a utility patent, otherwise known as a non-provisional patent application. And you could go for a design patent, which is ornamental. It's not going to have all the claims and it's not as heavy as a utility patent, but there are people that get design patents and have some sort of intellectual property protection to be able to commercialize it. And the path that you kind of protect could also be the next steps of either licensing to earn royalties or to manufacture. Look, if it's not your intellectual property, then what does somebody need to license your IP for? They could just do it themselves, right? It could be in the public domain. It might be kind of stepped on a few other ones. So these are the paths that we have to figure out on how to commercialize our invention and our patent. So many times, Kathi, people come and say, I have a great idea. I'm going to be a gazillionaire. And they just immediately scour the internet. They end up at step 5 when they should do step 1. Yeah. If you can give us some advice about how important it is to do a patent search, I really emphasize when you come up with an idea, look, I know you get that feeling, that excitement in your belly. You want this to be the one. You want it to change your life. Maybe some people, it's a side hustle. Maybe some people want to turn this into a business immediately. But how important is it, Kathi, to really do your research?
So I am so glad you mentioned that, Brian. So let's just take the dog scoop toy. Well, I guess it's not a toy, the dog scoop that we just saw. And if you came up with that idea and thought, what a great idea. I have this, I got an idea for a dog scoop where it's got this extra channel where you can put a bag on it. It's so important to do that patent search because, as you know, right now, there's now a patent on it. So if you came up with that idea today, if you didn't do your search, you might start going down the path of trying to invent this, trying to commercialize it, and then you'd realize you're stepping on somebody else's IP and you're not allowed to do that. The other thing is, by doing that search, when you file for the patent, you know exactly what you're asking for. So if you came up with that exact idea now and you filed with us, we'd have to tell you somebody else already has that patent. So you've now gone through the step of spending a lot of energy, maybe investing in trying to get partners and trying to make a product that somebody else already owns the right to. So it's really important to do that. It's also really important, as soon as you have the idea, to file for that patent. You can file, Brian, you mentioned different kinds of patent applications. For patents like the pooper scooper, which my dad used to call it when we had one back in the day. So like for the pooper scooper, you could get a provisional patent in the beginning. And if you're a micro entity or really small and not as heavily resourced, that's $60 to file for that. And at least you put your mark in the sand and said, as of this date, as long as nobody came up with it before, I'm the one that owns this. And then you've got a year to go ahead and take it further. So it's so important to do that, because once you start selling, especially now that everything's global, once you start selling on the internet and people realize what you're doing, they're going to try and do it. They can just copy your great idea, and some people can manufacture more cheaply. So it's important to get that patent, because then you can use that to take those people off the internet and to make sure that you're the one that actually gets the benefit of your invention.
So just like starting a business, it's really about doing your due diligence, doing your research, and figuring out, and now we're first to file. So, well, it's been around for a while, but first to file. So there is that provisional patent application, which, like you mentioned, Kathi, it'll give you the right for 1 year to say you're patent pending while you're exploring the market, getting yourself together. And before that 1 year comes due, you need to file that non-provisional patent application. And that's where it's going to take the original date and continue. And that's where it's going to be presented in front of a patent examiner, right?
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned patent pending, because Amy mentioned it took her only a year to get a patent. She did go on a fast track. I will say right now, we do have a fast track for first-time inventors that are under-resourced. So we do have fast tracks at no charge. There's also fast tracks where you can pay. So she got hers quickly. Sometimes it takes longer, but as soon as you file, whether it's a provisional, which is you kind of put your mark in the sand for a year, or whether you just file immediately for your patent, you can start saying you've got a patent pending. And that in and of itself is critical, because if you're going out and trying to get funding, people want to know, if I invest, Brian, in your company, I want to know you're protecting my money. That if we start to get successful, nobody's going to rip off our idea and compete against us and throw us under. I want to know that my money's protected. So even just the patent pending, not the patent itself, is a really powerful tool.
When we have a patent, what kind of protection do we actually have from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office?
I mean, the patent is incredible because it gives you the right to stop others from doing what you claimed is your idea. So, for example, and I love the simplicity of and I love the example of the pooper scooper for a couple of reasons. One, I really love the simplicity of it, because sometimes people think to get a patent, I've got to be an Einstein. I've got to have something like so incredible that in order to get a patent. But it can be something really simple and practical, where you see something in your daily life and you think, I could do that better. And it doesn't have to be that elaborate. And so love that example. So when you get a patent, so say you get a patent on that, which is phenomenal. So once you have that, if somebody else decides to create the same thing, which they will often do, once you start to get successful, people are going to start importing goods, are going to start making it cheaper. We've got counterfeit goods. Unfortunately, it's a big issue. But when you have that patent, you can go to that person and say, stop selling that. Like, I have the right to sell that. And you can stop them from selling it, from importing it, from making it. Sometimes you have to go to court, but if you can find somebody who can help, you can often do that much cheaper. Or you can go to an online website. So a lot of the online websites want to help you. You can go to them and say, the seller is actually selling a product that infringes my patent. Please take them off the website. So it's super powerful to just give you the breathing room and space to have your business. It's also important if you're looking for, once you've got your business, you may want to sell it to somebody. Again, you want to know that you own, like, you basically now own the idea. For a period of 20 years, you own it. It's now yours. Otherwise, it's just an idea. And as you said, Brian, if you don't protect it with a patent, you've just given it. You've exported it to other countries. You've given it to everybody for free.
And on the side of trademarks, because
Yeah.
now we have a product, we want to have a good name for it.
Yeah.
And me personally, I have 15 issued patents. I probably have more that were rejected politely. That's okay. I have 15, but also trademarks are very active for me, and they've actually done some great good for my businesses. If you can share just some information for us about how a trademark can increase our assets, but also be able to put some kind of mark out there in the world.
Absolutely. So trademarks are terribly important to get. And so you do have trademark rights when you do have a brand, but they're local, they're not national. And so one story I love is I was talking to a woman. I go a lot to military bases. I'm trying to support military spouses and people in the military as well. And a woman on a military base had a tutoring organization. And she used a name that she thought was really amazing. She got a lot of equity in that. People knew who she was. They knew it was a good tutoring because of the name she used. And then she was going to move. So she wanted to like expand her brand. And the problem is she didn't file for a national trademark with us. So when she went to go to another location and she filed with us, she realized somebody else owned it. So it's just really important to make sure that, you know, as you start to think about using a trademark and having the trademark really protect your brand and what you're doing, and having people affiliate it, you know, with National Inventor Club, that means something to people, right? If you don't have the national trademark on it, people could put stuff up on the internet saying National Inventor Club, like pay X amount of money, like come to this program. And if you don't have the trademark, you can't stop that. You can't protect what it is you're trying to do. It also is just a recognition of quality. You know, when you have a brand and you're building something, the brand means something. I mean, think about all the brands you know in society, and you know your favorite brand of cookie, your favorite brand of soda. It means something in terms of the quality, what you can expect, and you know all the effort you put into that is incredible. And you know, Brian, to go to your question about patents and like what does it really give you? Again, when you have a trademark, you can go online and you can tell the online service providers, you know, whoever is selling online, and you can say somebody's selling under my brand, take them down. You can also actually go to our borders. You know, when products come into the United States, we've got Custom and Border Patrol. You can go to them and say, if anything's coming under this name that's not mine, stop it at the border. I mean, it's such a powerful tool.
You have so many services and opportunities for people out there, whether it's companies or individuals, independent inventors. I know you're trying to please everybody out there. There's comments coming in. There's some great comments about people who really appreciate the work that you do at USPTO. And then there's other people who might have challenges.
Yeah.
Maybe they tried to get through with the pro bono program. There's a gentleman that's talking about that. I know that you kind of they're not part of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. You utilize pro bono programs and services. I know that there's a lot of things that may be changing with the pro bono program, but you're always looking to do better with what we have. So maybe you can share with us some of the things that your office and yourself personally are taking on at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for independent inventors.
Yeah, that's great. So I will say on the pro bono side, there's two types of pro bono. We do collaborate with law schools. So there's a law school certification program. So that's one way you can try and get pro bono help. In terms of the other part of our pro bono when it comes to patents, they're not our centers, but they're our partners. So we give them money and they match the money. And then we work with them on what their programs look like. We're working to expand their offerings. Some of the work that we've done recently with the programs you participated in, Brian, are not just helping them get a patent, but how can we help them on their journey? So if anybody has encountered issues or has suggestions, email me. I'll probably send it to somebody who's directly involved in whatever it is you're emailing me about. If I can answer it directly, I will. But we want to hear if you have pain points, because we are trying to solve for those. I've done a lot of listening sessions with individual inventors. We hear a lot from individual inventors. So if you have additional ideas or you feel pain points, we need to know that directly, because that's exactly what we're solving for. So with the pro bono, we are looking for how we can expand those offerings, how in addition to helping people get patents, we can think about, do they need an NDA? Should we give them a sample NDA on the website, so a non-disclosure agreement, so they can start talking to companies about their ideas? So we're brainstorming all kinds of ideas around that. In addition to that, I just sent 600 letters to libraries across the country to say, please bring our resources into your library so we can help more inventors. That's something where as soon as I sent it out, Virginia Tech immediately signed on and became a center. We're now working with how can we make that easier for people to access? Even as you mentioned with our chat bots and our IT, we're rolling out Patent Center. It's been around for a long time, but it's a one-stop shop. So, and then even as we roll out IT, when we get feedback on, we'd like to be able to search this or this, I want to, like one thing we heard was from inventors saying, we want to know more about our patent application. How can we figure out the status? That's why we built that into the chat bot. So I will say any issue that anybody has, please voice it to us directly, because we've got a lot of things in the works and we're working to solve to make this easy and to make sure we're supporting you at every level.
We're live streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and a few other apps. So there are some new people that have been joining us. And as you hear, look, Kathy's on with us tonight. So this is the platform to get the message out for you and USPTO to do something about somebody who might have an issue. But on the other side, look at all the activity that you are doing. And I've noticed since you've been in office, all the activity that has been done. And I know that's on your plate. So if they did want to reach you, or there are the regional offices that they could get in touch with, but where's the best place to either praise or possibly talk about some challenges that they may have?
So first of all, Brian, thank you for saying that about praise, because I have to say, I love it when people email me. So my email, it comes directly into my inbox, is director@uspto.gov. And some people do have suggestions. Some people will say, I have a question about my application. I mean, it can be very, very specific. It can be a suggestion on how we can improve. But thank you for mentioning the praise, because I love all of it, because we can't get better without your feedback. But I also love when people send praise, especially when they name people, because I will write to the person you name, I will write to their supervisor, and I will say, thank you for the amazing work you did for this inventor, because that's what they're here for. They're public servants, so there's nothing more than a public servant wants to hear, is that they're serving the public. So thank you for mentioning that as well.
Thank you. Just to get the email address correct, because there's a few people adding it to the chats, director@uspto.gov, uspto.gov. So, Kathy, you have the website, which is a great start. We can find our innovation outreach centers there. There's a page that has where you click on your state. I wish I could put it up. I don't want to disrupt our conversation. I would put up the website right now, but it's really simple. When you go on uspto.gov, there is an area there for learning, and I think it's learning and resources area. And then there's inventors and entrepreneurs. I'm trying to picture everything in my brain of the website. And on there, there's a glossary. There's information about patent attorneys and agents, and just, it's a wealth of information. It's a great place to get started. And I wish everybody who has an idea finds that page to be able to do it. One of the things I mentioned at the pro bono hearing is take that, because many of the corporations and the attorneys that might be using USPTO, they already know what to do. Yep. But for us to be able to have that prominent on the home page for the Inventor and Resource Center and the other activity that is going on for the inventor and the entrepreneur would be great to have right there. But we find it, and we go
It's
through it.
there. Brian, it's there now.
Great.
We've changed our website. If you go to our website right now, I just pulled it up on my other screen. Right there on the very first page, uspto.gov says new to intellectual property. It has a link, USPTO
Perfect.
in your region. It's the last link on that list. It also talks about access our free services, training and education, inventor and entrepreneur resources, identify what kind of IP you have with our new
I love
IP
it.
identifier. We heard you. You've told us
Thank
this
you.
before. We delivered for you, Brian. It's
Um,
now super prominent on our front page. Just go to uspto.gov. It's right. It's half the big page you see when you
I
log
love
in.
it. I
Yeah.
don't know if I can personally take credit for it, but I'm happy it's up there. Oh, that's great. So look, there are virtual webinars that are constantly going on. There are webinars that are in person in your areas. There's the Inventor Resource Center, which you can call up and they answer the phone and they guide you through what you need. They'll send you what you need. There's also now the virtual chat. There's access to you. There's the PTRC, which we have Will Salas. He's on Long Island here, and he's part of the Patent Trademark Resource Center. He comes on National Inventor Club once in a while. We haven't had him on for a while. He's been working. But these are places that you can go. You have an idea. You go into their office. They will help you to figure out and to pull prior art for you to look at the claims. They're not going to answer, what do you think about my idea? That's not what they're there for. They're going to help you to navigate through the USPTO archives and see if your idea is something that's out there, or to compare it and maybe to take it and get legal advice if you'd like. But these are the things that are out there for us. The virtual webinars are great. There's boot camps. Look, we may not necessarily file the patents ourselves. You can. Have you seen a patent lately? It's not the easiest. So I do like to have somebody do mine personally. And I know a lot of other people do. But look, we want to be able to educate ourselves the best that we can. We want to know before somebody does something for us what they're doing. So you've given us the tools and resources on the website. It's evolved. I've been doing this for 20 years. The website has evolved to something that is really a great resource. I wish everybody can find uspto.gov first. So hopefully that's the next step in getting that up there. I have an idea, USPTO. Gather the information to get the steps. And then there's the hard part also of commercializing your invention. So I know that you and your colleagues are also working on just kind of giving some further advice and kind of journey past the patent, right? Kathi?
Yeah, I
Oh,
would
can you
just
hear me?
say, you broke up for me a little bit, but I would just say, also know that I now have a monthly inventor newsletter that I send, letting you know everything that's going on. So again, you can just email me at director@uspto.gov. I'll put you on that list. I will let you know about everything that's going on, different things we've rolled out for you, upcoming training, and that way you don't have to keep checking in.
Thank you so much. I know that there's a bunch of questions that are on the chat. I don't know how much time you have, Kathi. I do respect your time. I appreciate it. I think we said that it was going to be a half hour. We're a little bit over that. But if they do have questions, there's plenty of places for them to get answers from what we mentioned. Plus, also you've provided your email address, director@uspto.gov. Whether it's you or your staff, they will direct the questions to where they need to be able to have them answered, right?
Yeah, that's great. And Brian, if you want to, I can't see the chat. If you want to send that to me, then I'm happy to make sure that we get answers to all of that so you can share with everyone.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, it looks like everybody's really happy, especially the ones that have issued patents. There's other ones that are on their way. They have patent pending status. They're filing. They're looking forward to it. Some are in office action. Some are asking about international patents and how the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, how they get involved or how they cover it. So we can go on, I think, for hours here, but I do respect your time. And we also have, after this, Kathy, we have an after meeting networking, which you're welcome to join. I'll send you the email if you'd like to join, the link for that. But this is where we collaborate and we answer questions and we do the best that we can to help each other out. That's what this community is for, and National Inventor Club's about.
Yeah, I'm sure you can each answer those questions. So that's fantastic. But if anybody's stuck, let me know.
Thank you. Kathy, before you go, if you can share with us, we have, like we've been talking about, all different stages, an idea in their head. Maybe they had one in the past. They woulda, coulda, shoulda. They're working on one right now. They're successful, commercialize their invention. If you can give us some words of wisdom from you about being an inventor and going through it, and the pain and the excitement and the experiences, if you can share that with us, that would be great.
So the only thing I would say is failing is part of the process. It's part of learning. If you look at all the great entrepreneurs, all the great companies, it wasn't their first idea. They had other ideas, it didn't work, they tried other things. So I would just say, just keep persisting. You'll get there. And the fact that you're coming up with these ideas, the fact that you're showing up today, as I think somebody mentioned, at this time of night, you've got what it takes. So just hang in there.
Thank you so much. Director Vidal, thank you so much. I've been waiting. I know you said you're waiting. I'm so happy to have had you on.
About this.
This has been amazing. I know that you're very active on LinkedIn. Everybody can follow you on LinkedIn, and you're responsive, receptive on there. You can direct them to director@uspto.gov if it's something that's you'd with your colleagues to help with. But thank you again. We appreciate all that you do for the inventor community out there. And next time we're in the USPTO headquarters, we'd love to see you again.
Let's make it happen.
Excellent. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Brian.
much.
Thanks for all you
Thank
do.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So lucky us. The director of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on. That was great. Amazing information. It's all on uspto.gov. There are a lot of things happening at the USPTO. There are ways for us to be able to help each other. That's why we have the Inventor Smart Community app, where we can help each other out. And now, immediately after this, we are going to be part of the after meeting networking for the premium members. Let's hop off on the meeting and go into that. And everybody else, until next time, we'll either see you in the app. You can go to inventorsmart.app to be able to get to the app page, or you can find it in Google or Apple App Store, and you can find Inventor Smart Community on there, and we can connect there. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Keep moving your inventions forward. And until next time, by the way, in December, we're going to have an inventor showcase. We'll fill you in on that. Till next time, keep in touch. Thank you and have a good night.